นี่
But it looks cool, you know, from coming down the street. We'll see the frame. Yeah, we just bringing this today. Moments ago, you guys are the first ones to see it. Oh my gosh. She made the frame as well.
So the frame is resin, epoxy resin.
So we're here with Carlos, who came to drop off a beautiful new painting. Carlos, do you want to tell us about it?
Yeah, so this is a part of the series that I painted for show past year, Euphoria. So this is my most recent piece, but it's the same ideas from the same series that, you know, like everybody's smiling, and it's because when I was learning about art, I remember I didn't have access to museums in Cuba. The closest museum was about 600 miles from where I live. So all the books the references I had were through books. Like I had the Prado Museum book and the Louvre. So those were the two books that I had at home. And I was making copies of all the portraits, and I noticed that in the past, most of the pieces were portraits of wealthy people, religious themes, or landscape or cityscapes. So I said, I noticed that in all the portraits, nobody was laughing, nobody was smiling. Everybody looked so serious, and they were wearing like the beautiful clothing they had in their houses, and they were in the best. So it was only for wealthy people that were able to afford an artist to make a portrait for them. So my goal is to depict anyone. You don't need to be wealthy, so I want that everybody have the right to be in the portrait. But I want them also to look happy, to share some happiness, because I think we need it. When you watch all the news and everything is so negative. So my idea is to show some positive feelings with my work. So this is, I really enjoy making this work, and I think I've been working in this series for about a year, and I think I will continue, because it also shows this moment in my life where I'm building a family, a home, and all those things that are very positive in my life.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's fun that she's euphoric.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
it's great. It does bring a smile to your face when you see it.
And then I add some of the glasses that I was working in the past, but in this case, she's not wearing the glasses, because even when her eyes are closed, because she's smiling, I said I don't need glasses for this one.
Not like that one?
Yes, like that one.
Or that one?
Yes.
She has glasses. And then we have the skateboards.
I only wrote one. I thought I had
that's
two of
okay.
them, but I only had one. So in this one, I think I told you when I was studying at the Art Institute of Chicago, I took a class in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And then I fell in love with the tulips fields and all the paintings that I saw in the museums, like all the still life with tulips, and that was the reference when I started making this series. So, but this piece is the first one where I tried that the flowers don't look like normal flowers. I want them to look like porcelain. And that was the idea, the feeling. I think this will be the beginning of a new series where because porcelain is beautiful, but at the same time it's fragile, so it could break, and it's like life. And then also flowers, they're beautiful, but they have a life that only takes a few days, and after that it's the cycle of life. So yeah, so I love this piece. I think it will be the beginning of something completely in the future.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's
really beautiful.
Yeah, but you can't really tell, like on the computer you can't tell as much. It looks nice and everything, but in real life you can really see what you're talking about, the porcelain effect. They're interesting because in the painting, when you painted them like this, it almost like gives them longevity, you know, because the porcelain makes them feel like the flowers have been encased and now they're going to stay alive.
Yes.
It's interesting. And they will with your painting on the wall. Tell me, what about the butterfly? I know you do insects and,
yes,
and that one's flying.
I
It's
think they're like
positive.
maybe in 99% of my paintings you will find them, and to me they have different meanings. When they're flying means freedom, and the reason why I always mention freedom in my paintings is because I'm from Cuba, and in Cuba we didn't have we don't have freedom of speech. And I remember the first time I had a solo exhibition when I was 17. Someone from the government came and asked me the meaning of each painting, and I could be in trouble if I say something they didn't like. So I start hiding things in symbols in each of my paintings. So that's why, like, even paintings like they don't look like something related to my life. They have symbols that have a relation to my life, because I always learn to hide things with symbols. And that's what I love, surrealism. And I remember when in 2012, that was the last time I exhibited in Cuba, and I was already living in the States. And I remember the show was so successful that we had like 300 people in the opening. And next day, a captain from the police came to my house, and he asked me to go to his office for an interview. And he told me that I shouldn't exhibit again in Cuba unless that I have a permit from the government. And he asked me the meaning of each piece and made me sign a document that says you cannot come back to Cuba if you exhibit again. So now, if I want to exhibit there, I need to ask permission to the government, and they need to check like every piece and to say that it's okay to exhibit there. So that's what happened when you live in a communist country, that you don't have that freedom that we have here, that we can talk about anything we want, or we can paint whatever we like.
Yeah. Let's check this one out. Not only are we going to see this cool longboard skateboard, Carlos is going to demonstrate it because we have one with wheels on it in the back.
Oh,
with his fancy shoes.
No, you do it. Did I tell you the story of the glasses, the sunglasses? I think you.
Yeah, I know, but
okay.
The people might not know. Tell the people.
So my wife once told me that she wanted another pair of shoes. And I said, you don't need another pair of shoes, you have 35 already, and you only have 2 feet, so it doesn't work that way. And she says, well, you don't need 100 brushes to paint, you only need like a few. And I said, that's a fair argument. So she won the argument, but I went out, and I have 3 pairs of sunglasses, and when I look at I was inside the car, I couldn't find any. And I said, how many pairs of sunglasses I need on a sunny day? And then I made a painting, a piece of a lady wearing 6 pairs of sunglasses, and that was the first one. And I posted on my Facebook, and I had like many people that wanted the same piece. So it was sold like in minutes. So I made another version with 9 pairs of sunglasses, then 11, 17, 21, and the last one, she's wearing 47 pairs of sunglasses.
How many are in this one?
I don't even remember, but more than
We'll count them for
about
the video.
30.
How tall is the painting?
It's about, I think 76 inches, yes.
One day Carlos is going to be 91, and my painting is 7 stories tall. It's 5,000 pieces.
So a few years ago, I went back to Cuba. I was visiting my family, and when I arrived to my bedroom in the house where I grew up, my mom had on the bed like 7 teddy bears, and I said, at the time I was like 30 years old, and I said, I'm not a teenager or like a kid anymore. So then the idea came to my mind, how can I make a painting of someone? And I said, well, my mom, I don't need to show the face, the teddy bear. So the meaning that I understand that I'm a father, that how we always think our children will be always a child, even when they already have a life, they have kids, so it's how we see the generation after generation. And it's so that's why the teddy bear symbolizes like the childhood, the beautiful feelings that we have when we build a family. So that's the way. And I always add here I add a beetle because it's like my signature. So I said maybe I should hide it like it's somewhere that people have to look closely to look at the painting.
Why the beetle?
Because I always add like dragonflies or butterflies mostly, and I said I need to try something different. So I add the beetle.
You know, there's a lot of symbolism in beetles.
Yes.
It works. So the person can be anybody too?
Yes. Yes.